Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MavWar Hype Tournament Unity of 2018. I am one of your two casters, Disco, and I'm accompanied by my good friend Hollywood. Hollywood, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Disco. Excited to watch this competitive Left 4 Dead 2 match in the MavWar tournaments.
Of course, we have two teams today. This is the fourth game from the other section. We have Infected Minds versus Warriors of Heaven. We should do a roster rundown real quick. On Warriors of Heaven, we have our captain Bravo, accompanied by his team Dole, Archangel, and Whiskey.
All right, I'm with you.
And then on the other team,
and on the the other team, we've got Infected Minds. We have team captain Host, HDZ, Christian, and Panda.
Right. And today, the map will be Dark Carnival, the most infamous map for puggers in the community. The map that mostly everybody should know since it's the most played so far. Let's see. What is tank percentage? 38% tank, so relatively an early tank, Hollywood. What do you think of this?
Well, the early tank is a bit trickier to deal with for the Infected, I believe. It's harder to get a wipe on there. Usually, a later tank, I believe, 38% will be before they reach, or just before they reach this motel. And that's a really hard tank to do because the survivors can chip that tank down really easily. But I think the entire first half of this map is all dependent on the booms more than anything. If the Infected can land booms, they can make this really hard for the survivors.
Yeah, right. And talking about boom, we do not have a boomer for this first hit. We have a 3-1 with a Hunter, Spitter, and Jockey. Let's see, a Hunter is pre-spawned in the back. Let's see if they can get anything out there. He's going to get a wall kick in the back. That's going to go off. Hunter's going to get beautifully speeded, and Jockey's going to get M2'd. So very, very small amount of damage coming out for their first hit.
Yeah, Warriors took that first hit really well. They're moving right along. Looks like Coach is going to hop over this white van and take the shortcut. His team not far behind. All the positioning looks good. There's not too many commons around, and they're going to opt to take the ramp down the highway and under these two highways, which is generally the more accepted practice, I believe. Infected are going to look to get some spawns on top of the highway, and behind these bushes looks like we're ready for the next hit here. We've got the Charger Smoker, Hunter, that's a quad cap.
That is a quad cap. Now, it looks like the Infected are opting to save for the bridge rather than hit here at the ammo pile. And, you know, talking about the bridge hit, you can spawn from the front or the back, and I like to see the Infected sandwich those survivors in rather than having or getting baited by having one survivor just run out completely. But we do have a quad cap, like you said. It is two Hunters, and actually they're opting to go in right now. That Smoker is going to get shut down. A Hunter's going to land, two Hunters are going to land. We got punches from the Charger coming out, but other than that, I didn't expect them to go there, Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I thought they were going to wait for them to go under the bridge for sure. That would have been my decision, but regardless of that, they got a bit of decent damage onto Whiskey, and we now have a tank up in the hands of Team Captain Host for Infected Minds. We're going to see what he's going to be able to put together with this. Are we going to have a war room for this team?
Yes, I think we're going to send it over to an Infected war room. Our first war room, we're going off to Infected Minds, see how they play this tank.
All right, let's do it.
What a hit? Wait, I'm thinking. Let me hit this car and see what happens.
Coach.
Is it out?
No, lo mandas a la verga.
Come on. Hit. Okay, give me a hit.
Let's go. What? How?
Yeah, I might use a boomer better.
Reloading.
Wait, shoot me. Reload. Highway's blocked. Let's cut through the motel. Reload.
I don't know if I want this. But yeah, I think I have to go now. Okay? Save it. Go now, please. Go now.
Humiliate. Reloading.
Wow, what a tank coming out from Infected Minds. We saw a couple of jukes coming out there from Dole, but other than that, that tank started messing around with his cars a lot. It took around almost 2.5k before he even committed. And as you can see, if you were watching the tank's HP, it was already around 1k before his boom even landed. So it was a struggle for the tank. Nonetheless, he did find some sort of damage. Talking about damage, we have a temporary two-cat coming out here. We have a huge hit coming out. Spin on Rochelle, and Bravo is still jockey. Now finally cleared. Survivor is still separated though.
Yeah, that was decent damage onto Rochelle and Nick. Like I was saying before, this tank here in this area is a really difficult tank to make anything happen with. There's no roof to sit on. There's no like good buildings to hide behind to play rock tanks. So that tank was getting chipped basically the entire time, and by the time he went in, there was just nowhere for his support to spawn. He did manage to get a corner onto Dole, but wasn't able to get the end cap, unfortunately. That's a difficult tank to deal with. We'll see if Warriors can try some sort of different strategy when they play on the Infected.
Yeah, that tank is definitely a hit or miss, depending on how many cars work in your way, in your favor. But it's definitely a difficult tank to play for the Infected. Talking about Infected, here we go. We have a Hunter that's going to land temporarily with a spit. Boomer's going to get top, and Smoker is going to get cleared. So another hit shut down for Warriors here.
Toss in a bile bomb.
Yeah, Infected Mind unfortunately got a 2-2 there, Boomer and Spitter with no charger, which is always difficult hit to make work in that big open space. We do have a Witch right next to this alarm car. Looks like Coach is going to go for this crown. He gets the crown, but he also gets charged when immediately cleared. We've got a jockey spawning behind this barrier, looking to get something. Looks like he's going to try to go for the alarm car. He does get it.
He does get it, but I don't think that will be enough. There's only 2 supports up, and they're dead. We have Spit Block coming out in the doorway, but they're just going to rush through that. That's going to be the first map, starting with the lucky numbers of 777 for Warriors of Heaven.
That's a good open. Warriors handled that map pretty darn well. There were a few hiccups, but overall, nothing major. Obviously, Bravo and Dole are showing a lot of their skill here. They're two very, very good players. We're going to see what Infected Minds can do on the same map.
Jimmy Gibbs Jr.
Right, Bravo being a well-known player in the community. He's some sort of a veteran, I would say, leading Warriors of Heaven. And now it's Team Infected Minds' turn.
Shit, I used to go
Let's see,
there
it's the
when I
same
was a
hit.
kid.
Pretty sure it's 2 Hunters, Spitter, and a Jockey.
Yes, I believe that was the first hit, and we're going to see how Warriors chooses to take this very first hit. Are they going to stick to the right under this billboard area, or will they go with a sort of 2x2 formation, you know, 2 going under the billboard, 2 going between these trucks? Looks like they're going to take it all in a group under the billboards.
Yeah, let's see. The Hunter is pre-spawn on the billboard here. We have another Hunter by the bus. And here we go. The first Hunter is going to land with a spin on top of that. The second Hunter is going to land. Jockey's going to get M2'd. And that's actually going to be a lot of damage coming on to Rochelle. About 40.
Yeah, HTZ got caught in that spit. That's a decent amount of damage, a lot more than the Infected Minds were able to make when they were infected. They're also getting held up a little bit by commons, but it looks like they're all going to make it up and over this white van or around the truck as Ellis is choosing to do. It looks like they're taking the same pathway as Warriors. They're going to go down this off-ramp and under the highways. We're going to see... I'm curious to see if Warriors chooses to hit right under this bridge as they're crossing. Looks like we got a pause going out.
Yeah, just going off what you're talking about, you can basically deny the bridge here with the Infected. The tank can, you know, in a way commit right away, right, with the three Infected up, and that will force the survivors back. Now, what Warriors did was they actually opt to throw their hit in early, so this way they gave the other team the chance to push forward into the tank. And I think the bridge tank is honestly easier than the safe room tank. I'll be honest with you.
Look out!
I would agree with that. This area here with these 2 highways has a lot more opportunities for the Infected to spawn. We've got one Hunter already pre-spawn. Looks like they are going to go for a bit of an early hit, but we're going to see if they get a little impatient like the last time. Looks like they're going for it. We've got a charge onto Rochelle. A Hunter landing onto Nick gets cleared, but another Hunter lands onto Ellis.
That Charger is still not cleared. Hernandez will be taking a full in-cap before his tank. A great hit by Warriors right here.
Reloading.
Yeah, that was another early hit before they crossed under this bridge, which was, I mean, not the decision I would have made, but they made it work. Team Warriors is just a little more organized with their Infected. Anyways, we do have a tank up in the hands of Dole. While Infected Mind is
committing right away. I think we're going to keep it here while he commits. Alice getting right up in his face. There's still a bunch of common. He's going to get caught. We do have a jockey, boomer, and a smoker, so not the optimal hit, but we have a jockey going on in the back. That's not going to get cleared.
Blocked.
Oh, finally gets
cleared.
Too late. We do have a smoker up still. This boomer's still trying to find a spawn. He's going to get beautifully popped, and now it's just Ellis and the smoker, and he's going to get caught. The tank nonetheless finds another corner, and now the tank is solo. He should get no more damage.
That single common caught Hernandez and allowed the tank to finish her off. That was incredible. Meanwhile, he's pushing into Ellis's face, but not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to him.
His tank, 1k HP, 700 HP. And he's going to finally go down.
One last punch onto Panda. That tank did work. Those were some... that jockey play from behind was really nice. And that lucky common body blocking Rochelle from Tank's punch. That's really unfortunate for Infected Minds.
Yeah, I really like the decision. I think it was by Dole. I'm pretty sure it was Dole. I like the decision by Dole to commit right away. Kind of caught the survivors off guard here. He was able to get that amount of damage just mainly from a 2-2 basically, or a smoker and a jockey with a boomer. So he only had 2 cappers during that whole fight.
Yeah, the Infected Minds were sort of struggling to get to this little billboard crossing. The tank pushed right into their face and they got really divided. The team got separated and they were punished for it. Meanwhile, we've got a charger going out onto Rochelle. It's going to land a smoker pull from behind. Rochelle's going to take a ton of damage from this spit as well.
Wow, so it looks like Rochelle will be the sponge for Team Infected Minds, at least for this round. Hopefully he starts to pick it up, as they already are at a disadvantage. Their bonus is already less than that is of Warriors. But who knows? Maybe they can continue on with this health bonus, as we do have the next set of spawns coming up. We have a Boomer, Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey, so a 3-1. But Survivors are looking to hold out the Horde, clear everything out, and not take any chances.
Yeah, they're definitely playing more cautiously. They don't want to lose any more of their bonus, and I think their primary concern here is some kind of smoker charger play. That would be really disastrous for this ridge here. This isn't the best place to do a hit, but you can have some really devastating chargers here.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd actually like to see if Warriors opt to hit prior to Infected Minds dropping. Some teams do like to do that, catch the other team off guard by hitting early. Other than that, the most classic hit would be as soon as Survivors drop down, the Infected team would go in. But let's see what they opt to do. We have a Boomer already respawned on the bottom. The Survivors have located that Boomer. They know where that Boomer is. However, now they've repositioned themselves, actually dropping now, getting a free drop nonetheless. Here comes a Hunter. He's going to beautifully land. A Charger is going to long charge and land nonetheless. But then again, that was a beautiful shutdown for Infected Minds.
Yeah, Infected Minds, they couldn't see that Boomer where it was. They couldn't shoot it through the tree line, so they just decided to walk to the other side of the cliff and just slide down from there. Though I don't think Warriors were expecting that. I think they were hoping that Boomer was going to stall them out a little bit more, or try to bait them into trying to pop it from the top.
Yeah, definitely a misplay by Boomer, but nonetheless, we have another 2-2 with a Charger and a Smoker. Now, with this choke up here, it's kind of hard to land, especially if you're a Charger. You can only really rely on the Smoker to help you, and it looks like the Smoker is pre-spawned from the back, Boomer from the front. He's going to beautifully pop, and now there's only a Spitter left.
Yeah, the Infected Minds are looking for the Smoker. The Smoker gets the pull on the coach, gets cleared, the Charger gets shut down, and the Spitter gets killed. This should be an easy Witch Crown for Infected Minds.
Yeah, very unorganized, staggered hit. The Smoker kind of pre-spawned way too early before the team, and then the Charger trying to get anything up in the front, but he got mowed down by the Uzis. And that will be the map, unless they take too slow. We got a Hunter coming in. These should get skeeted. There we go. We have a Boomer and a Charger and a Hunter left. Let's see if they can try to do anything of this. Boomer popped! Hunter skeeted, Charger missed. And that's going to be the safe room for Infected.
Very staggered spawns, very easy shutdowns. Infected Mind does make it with a decent amount of bonus. Overall, for the first round, I think Warriors definitely had a superior Infected play, not only from that tank fight, but also those hits in the motel. They were able to separate the survivors really well. That charger that dragged Rochelle forward and that smoker that came from behind, things like that. Infected Mind needs to mind their positioning a little better, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Warriors, you know, we've seen from the past few hits that their Infected spawns, you know, their coordination as a team is, you know, subpar to Infected Minds, as we can see. The hits go in one by one, which is not what you want, and they, you know, it looks like they kind of gave up towards the end there.
Yeah, they got a little bit disorganized, but to be fair, those safe room, there's not a lot of opportunities there. I mean, it's a big open space, and that witch is, I mean, she's next to the alarm car, but there's just like not a lot of places to spawn around her, you know?
Yep. So we are on to the second map. We have an early tank. Yet another challenging tank for the Infected. So I like to see how teams play this out. Whether the tank would get one dumpster in, or we just opt to get his only forklift.
Yeah, the Infected Minds tank on the first map got a little bit preoccupied trying to work his hittables in. They just, you know, they were not cooperating with him, and he took a ton of chip for it. So
yeah,
I hope they don't make
the
the same
something
mistake
like that
here.
again.
Yeah, I think a lot of tanks tend to focus too much on their hittables when they're in a bad spot like this, where there's not a lot of spawns, and they try too hard to work their hittables in. I think
at some point you just have to go in. You just have to give up on the hittable and say it's not going to work.
Yeah, you just try to like push the survivors into a bad position and try and create spawns for your team. Anyways, we are going live. We've got what looks like a 3-1.
Yep.
Charger Jockey, Smoker, and Spitter.
So it could be a devastating hit if the survivors don't play their cards right. We do have a Smoker spawn separately from the rest of the team here, but let's see what they can opt to do, whether they bait or they rush out. They're gonna rush out. Smoker is gonna land. He's gonna set up the charger beautifully with a spit on top of that. That's gonna be a ton of damage for the first hit.
That's a decent amount of damage onto Nick. This first hit is not a good spot for the survivors. They're gonna push on through. It looks like we should have this tank up very soon.
Very soon. And again, I like to see, I don't think the tank has enough time to go all the way back and get his dumpster, and so it might look like we only have a forklift in play here. But nonetheless, let's see. I think the survivors do have to take one more hit prior to the tank. And
looks
for that
like
hit,
a 2-2, a Spitter, Boomer, Charger, and Jockey.
Yep. So Infected, if you can see, they're running around trying to get the spawns right now. Boomer kind of looking confused where he wants to spawn. Nonetheless, we have a Charger in the back and a Jockey setup. Tank is actually going to spawn. Are the Infected going to hit here? They are going to hit.
Charger goes in.
Ooh, a nice spit charge. And that Boomer, I believe, was the tank, so he got killed, slayed off initially. Tank in the hands of Hernandez.
We gonna take it to a war room here?
I think we should take it to a warrior war room. Let's see what they do for this tank.
All right, let's do it.
Go get it.
Just careful this one. Back up. Playing this thing so you don't get hittable.
They don't have a boom.
Two of you.
I'm supported. You're probably going to. I'm going to go down.
He got out. He's rocking.
Hey, shoot the shit out of that thing! Hey, over here!
It's coming. Someone cover Bravo. Tank's in.
Jockey behind you. God damn it.
Gotta reload.
Go down.
Come on now.
You'll be fine once you get.
Alright, that was a really nice tank by Infected Minds. They got an early corner onto Nick, and that tank was did a really nice job of camping him and stopping them from getting the pickup and getting a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, for sure. That first boom initially coming out from the tank was a double boom, and it looks kind of devastating without that comment, but nonetheless, Survivors handled it pretty well. However, they got a little sloppy towards the end, but the tank didn't have as much HP. Nonetheless, he still managed to find, I think, at least 2 win caps from that.
Yeah, the Survivors, I think, were lucky that they had that little gazebo or whatever shop in there. There's like, you know, it's got a countertop and it has these like poles that connect to the roof. And that blocks a lot of stuff that the Infected will want to do. It blocks, you know, smoker tongues and all of the rocks the tank was trying to throw.
Weapons over here.
Yeah, for sure. And now we have another hit, 3-1 on the Charger Boomer and a Jockey.
Reloading.
The Infected are pretty late with their spawns. However, Nick is all the way up there by himself. He is, however, not going to get capped, and all the damage is actually going to go on to Ellis.
That was a really messy spawn, but turned into a nice hit. Right now, Dole is the only bonus that the Warriors have, and they are only 39% through this map. They're taking a lot of damage that was a little bit unexpected, to be honest.
Yep, and the Infected are actually going to have enough time to get their spawns for this choke. But Coach here looks a little antsy, wants to push up there by himself. But he has to know that there is 4 Infecteds up now. We actually have a 2-2. Charger coming out in the back. We have a Smoker actually stealing the Smoker's target. Nonetheless, the spit lands.
Oh, we got a Boomer stumble on into Rochelle.
A little minor damage, but Survivors are forcing their way through now. We have a Witch at 72%. That should be up very shortly. Let's see. Warriors pushing their way through. Now with the hit up, we do have another 3-1 as expected. So now another 2-2, which could be hard to land in the open, but nonetheless do have a Smoker.
Smoker Jockey coming from behind. The Smoker gets the pull onto Coach, and the Hunter lands onto... Oh my goodness. This is a really nice hit.
Bravo kind of getting left behind there by one of his teammates and not able to do much by himself with a Smoker.
Yeah, the Warriors are getting a little bit impatient. I think they're really worried about not making this map with enough bonus. They tried to go down this slide area too quickly and Bravo got caught behind.
Right, and now they're sitting at around 200 bonus with a tri-boom point out. A nice Jockey from the back. Charger's actually going to steal that. I don't know why he did that. He could have potentially landed a tri-cap with the Hunter, but nonetheless, it's a down for Infected Minds.
Yeah, Infected Minds are doing work right now as the Infected. They're getting a ton of damage. They're doing a good job of separating the Survivors, and Warriors are looking a lot sloppier than they did on the first map.
Yeah, for sure. And now, going into this event, they have around 165 bonus, 70% of that being health bonus, and 14% being damage bonus, so really, the Infected can hit anybody they want. More specifically, if they want to chip away that bonus down, they gotta hit both.
Yeah, Nick and Rochelle are in the back. They are on just the bare minimum of health right now, and we've got Bravo continuing to push forward.
Nice pop.
Oh, he gets it onto Ellis. This Jockey's going to try and stagger Ellis into spit, but he manages to get away.
Right, and that's going to be actually a shutdown from Warriors. The Spitter's still making it out alive. He's going to be able to spit block if needed. Nonetheless, Survivors are going to be able to push a little bit forward, but they're going to be taking one more hit before they make that save.
Whiskey is on exactly 1 HP. Oh, she gets M2'd by a Hunter and down. And the Hunter manages to land onto Bravo.
Wow, we have a nice rocket coming out. And actually, that Charger is very low. It doesn't get cleared. Spit's going to land on top of that. That's actually on the health bonus.
Yeah, luckily Dole managed to get out of that spit relatively fast. He didn't take too much damage, but Warriors are looking really desperate. not the kind of team play I was expecting after the first map. We do have a spitter block going down. Dole is spawn blocking next to the safe room, though. I'm not sure if they're going to manage to get another hit here. Smoker tries to pull. It gets broken. We've got a Hunter sitting in the back looking for some kind of last-minute pounce.
Oh, and that charger actually gets the spawn. Ellis wasn't properly blocking that. And he's gonna take 10 damage. Wow. For Warriors, that's a very sneaky survivor side. Going off their first
also pulling it together.
Yeah, for sure. These teams looks like they're feeling the pressure here, Hollywood.
Well, it's early yet, and Warriors definitely have an opportunity to also have some nice damage with this tank, because Infected Minds, you know, they did a lot of work with that early tank fight where, I mean, you normally wouldn't expect that much damage coming from a tank in that area.
Right, and you know, when a tank recommitted, I didn't expect him to get as much damage as he did. He still had relatively a lot of health. However, I would personally play it safe with that tank, but I think he made the right choice in the end.
Yeah, the survivors were trying to play it aggressive like they did with the first tank, and it did not turn out well for them. Regardless, we do have the same spawns for Warriors. My bad. We're gonna see if they choose a different position or if they're gonna try the same spawn points as the last team, where they just spawn right on top behind them all at once.
Right, and this is being a whole team here, so they might opt to rush out all together. Nope, we're gonna have a bait coming out here. The Charger and Jockey spawn up. So did the Spitter. Spitter's actually spawned out all the way by the pole. They can snipe that if they see it. Do they see him? I think he's been spotted. However, nonetheless, Jockey goes in.
Trying to get a cheeky pull outside of the safe room. The Smoker pulls Rochelle and further gets him, but the spit misses Rochelle.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was potentially a hit gone bad, gone right, then gone bad again. But that was just unlucky for the Spitter right there. Yeah, he didn't really have anything to bank off besides that safe room, so it was definitely a hard spit to land for him.
A lot of impromptu decisions being made in that first hit, but regardless, Warriors are looks like they're gonna get at least one more hit before this tank spawns. We've got a Boomer looking to spawn from the top, a Spitter, Charger, and a Jockey. It's a pretty decent 2-2 at least.
Yeah, another 2-2 yet again. Rochelle up there, clearing all the commons, making sure there are no commons on the run back, since they know for sure they're gonna be taking a hit. Infected Minds taking their time, unlike Warriors, who have been really hasty and antsy, rushing forward and doing a lot of hits. And that Boomer is actually getting nicely popped.
Looks like the survivors are going to spawn that tank and then immediately run backwards. We got a Jockey landing onto Ellis for a second, but the survivors are going to manage to make it back to their camp spot to fight this tank, which is up in the hands of Whiskey.
Yeah,
We're going to take it to a war room.
Yeah, just very shortly. I like the play by the survivors here. They know that, you know, any damage prior to a tank is bad, so they decided to take it very slow, and you can see that it paid off in the end with that Boomer pop. And that Boomer pop really just was a domino for the rest of the Infected. They couldn't really land anything else. So I like this play coming out here. I think the survivors are, in a way, recuperating and thinking, and doing what they think they can do better from that first map.
Absolutely, they're playing this really patiently, really cautiously. They're sticking to this nice open area. They're trying to get some chip onto the tank, but this is a bit of a difficult spot because it's pretty hard to see him beyond those bushes in the tree line.
Yeah, talk about difficult. Let's take it to a Warrior war room and see how Whiskey decides to play out his tank.
Sure thing, let's do it.
Good punches, really, yeah, it's good. Let's hope her.
Fucking whatever. Good time.
And we are back. A nice jockey separation coming out here from Warriors. Nonetheless, the tank, however, was getting juked out of his mind there in their Hollywood.
Yeah, that tank fight that last second of the tank fight could have been really devastating, but the tank unfortunately was not able to land any punches. He was apparently we have lost one of our casters, but that's all right. I will continue. The survivors are pushing into this garage area. So the infected have got a smoker, charger, spitter, and boomer. A charge spit could be really devastating in here, but those looks like the charger is going to opt to go from behind. We got a smoker going out, gets pulled. Charger manages to charge Nick forward, but misses the spit, and charger gets cleared relatively quickly.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Spit has separated the survivors. All right, welcome back, Disco.
Right, going off that tank again. The tank was getting juked, really. He kind of had to rely on his support to get any sort of damage there. Luckily, he had a jockey that was able to get him an end cap at the very least, but the tank was panicking at the most.
Yeah, infected mines, that was a really unfortunate separation, but overall, got one hunter landing, second hunter landing, staggered hits. As I was saying, the infected mines, they've got 3 survivors with bonus, I believe, at this stage in the map. By comparison, Warriors only had 1, so overall they're doing a lot better, even with that jockey end cap during the tank fight.
Yeah, and let it not be known, but if survivors are pushing, if they want to push through, they can. In fact, they don't really have a spawn up right now. They're gonna have to hit on the ladder, the classic 2016 ladder, where most
have
teams
a jockey and a charger.
Yeah, most teams opt to hit later back when Pro-Mod was still out, but now with the new... Oh, we have a jockey coming out. Early jockey, the charger's actually going to call up right behind him. He's actually going to find it very tricky down the ladder. But as I was saying, now we introduced shooting on the ladder, so now it's been deterred from taking hits on the ladder just based off that implement.
Yeah, this is not really that's not really a popular area for spawns. Warriors, I think, got a little impatient. That jockey, I think, thought he was going to be able to drag Nick off of the roof. I think he thought he was high enough onto that ladder where, you know, if that landed, he would be able to walk him out. But instead, he fell into the ladder, and the charger just came in there right behind him. Regardless, they're having a bit of trouble drawing the switch. They got the draw onto Witch, but a hunter lands onto Nick. Spit lands onto Nick. What is this Witch doing?
She got stuck! Oh, she's gonna hit him nonetheless! Wow!
Just Left 4 Dead 2 things. That Witch was caught on the corner of this railing and just standing there, which seemed disastrous for the infected, but then she landed anyways.
Yeah, the infected actually landed on Nick as soon as he was drawing the Witch, so that was a plus. However, she got stuck, so the infected are now just devastated, but in the end, it didn't really matter since I believe it was Christian who failed to crown that Witch.
Yeah, there was that delay. The Witch, like, did not land onto Nick when the infected were hoping for. They managed to, you know, pounce Nick and stumble him, and he would have been trapped there. It looked like there would be no saving him, but the Witch, you know, was caught on that railing, wasn't moving, and then all of a sudden when she did start moving, I think the survivors was their turn to be caught off guard, and they did not react quick enough.
Right, and coming up on the last hit here, what just happened?
I believe I saw a charger spawn.
Oh wow, nonetheless, Warriors now down a spawn. A crucial spawn indeed, because now they only have a hunter up that's going to be able to cap since they had a 2-2 originally. Bunch of question marks going out in the chat. I'm confused as well as to what happened to Bravo's charger, but the game must go on. Infected Mines. Now pause comes out.
Alright, that was really strange. I was watching that charger. He was looking to get a spawn on the roof of these buildings to the left of the survivors. Saw him spawn and jump and then disappeared. I think Bravo saying something killed his charger?
Right, that was very strange. I've never seen that before. Let's see what the actual error says. The actual error says...
It's an issue... Yeah, it's an issue where when somebody leaves a team, it also happens in pubs a lot, where suddenly one of the survivors gets stuck to a ghost charger, and right now I guess there's a failsafe on the server that killed off Bravo's charger, so yeah, I think we're gonna have to get a call on this. I'm not sure.
Wait, is somebody in the safe room being pummeled right now?
No, the charger got killed. That's why Bravo doesn't have their charger anymore.
Okay, so really unfortunate for Warriors here.
We must remember that Left 4 Dead 2 is an old game. I think this came out in, 2009, and it is full of glitches.
Yep, and one of these glitches we can see right now, it's actually going to hold up the game, and they're actually going to contact the admins and try to get their decision on what they should do here. But, you know, if we do see a round restart, which I don't think this is enough for a round restart, it's going to be devastating for Infected Minds here. They have around 500 bonus compared to Warriors who have 0. So I want to see what the admin's decision here. I think the right call, however, should be just play it out.
Yeah, that charger was really crucial in this area, and Warriors were really struggling to mitigate some of this bonus that Infected Minds were going to get. Looks like we're still waiting on a decision. Oh,
right,
dear.
and we do have a bunch of shenanigans coming out here in the chat, but you know, if they do continue to just let this play, Infected Minds can sort of run right into the safe room. I don't think they are aware that there's a boomer and a spitter, but you know, I assume the right play or the right manner play here would be to just wait and give Warriors another spawn. But this is all up to the admin's discretion, so we shall see very soon what is the verdict here and what they decide to do. But very unfortunate. I'd be very scared right now if I was Infected Minds.
Yeah, I mean, their entire round sort of hinges on what the call is and what these teams decide to do. They were doing great so far, and this would be a real heartbreaker if they were to have one of their survivors warped back to the safe room.
Right. And while we wait on here, Infected Minds actually did pretty well on their second survivor side, so it looks like they kind of got their act together from that first map, and taking little things more slowly, and now it clearly played off for them.
Yeah, Infected Minds were playing. They were really patient. They were careful with everything, and the Warriors, by comparison, seemed to be a little impatient with a lot of their hits, and it was really costing them. Another thing that's unfortunate about this glitch and this pause, which of course is nobody's fault, but it's sort of a momentum killer, because Infected, they're going to lose some of that, you know, cohesion that they were building, and Warriors, in contrast, has a bit of time to recover, maybe a bit of time to think about, you know, what they've been doing wrong and what they can do in the future.
Right, and we do have Warriors Redding up here. So I've not kept up with the chat, but the chat is, you know, that's the verdict going on in the chat. But nonetheless, this should get played out. Looks like the Warriors are opting to wait for somebody to run all the way up to the safe room. From the safe room to here, which boggles my mind. But nonetheless, let's see what the admins say.
Looks like there is no command to get their survivor back in here, which is, I guess they're going to have to do some kind of a gentleman's agreement. The survivors are going to agree to just stay where they are and let their teammate come to them, and I suppose the Infected will at least get their hit back.
Oh wow! But however, by that time, the horde will be gone, because you know the horde is still live. It's going to trickle in, and by that time, that whoever is apparently in the safe room at the beginning of the map, by the time he gets here, the horde's going to be gone. So it's going to be a different atmosphere for sure, versus an attack going in with horde versus without horde.
Well, Christian has a long road ahead of him. Time to break out the B-hops. Just kidding, of course.
Oh, so he did spawn all the way back inside. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, he is walking his way back, and it is important to remember Christian is on 10 health, which means he's bleeding out, and he's probably going to be slowed down at some points along the way. Looks like, how much health is he down to now? Yeah, he is. This is going to be a long walk home.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the first glitch we've seen since the tournament has started, and I expect many more to come on the way. So at least we're ready. This is the first one here, folks.
Of course, Left 4 Dead 2 is a love-hate relationship. Of some glitches are hilarious and others are really not. So obviously, I don't think either team is really enjoying this glitch.
Yeah, at least Infected Minds should be in some sort of relief that they didn't get a total round restart, which would make no sense to me. But nonetheless, a total round restart would give Warriors another chance at Survivors. Or at least...
Absolutely, and there's no guarantee that they would be able to handle that tank and all of these hits that they have as well as they did right now. Looks like Christian is just about on his way back, and Archangel, yeah, unfortunately the Horde is gone, so this definitely favors the Survivors.
Right, and now talking about that different atmosphere, now the Infecteds have to hit with no commons, so... Looks like they're all set up on the top. Nonetheless, they did get that charger back. However, it's not a 2-2 that they had. Nonetheless, the hit gets shut down.
Yeah, the charger, just about everything with my mistake. And with no boomer, there are no comments to help them give that sort of distraction or any kind of body blocking. We have a single lone common here standing next to a trash can.
Hey, there's a safe room in the Tunnel of Love.
And that will be it for Infected Minds. That's going to be a great survivor round despite the delay. And they're going to be walking in and making that comeback early on in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately there's no perfect solution for that glitch, but Infected Minds were able to make it to the safe room with a sizable bonus, and they've really turned things around, or almost turned things around, I should say. They really lessened this lead that Warriors had.
Right, and the game is not over. We still have 3 maps to go. Every finale is being played regardless of the score. So, Infected Minds now up about 300 points, 250 points. But this tank being early again, and the Witch being late. Let's see how this map plays out.
Well,
I think, I mean, the early tank here is not a great spot to have a tank if you're infected, although it's certainly preferable to the maintenance room. But obviously, if you're infected, I would say the roller coaster is the best area for a tank. Regardless, this is an enclosed space, and any sort of in-cap into spit or a charger from behind could be devastating.
Right, and I think actually the coaster tank has been blocked by this config. From my past experiences of Zone Mod, which is what this config is based off, I've never seen a tank, like the latest tank I've ever seen is like 50%, and that's where you have to drop. But nonetheless, I think the coaster tank is actually blocked for, I think, many, many reasons.
My mistake. I have not actually played this config, unfortunately.
Yeah, nonetheless, the Survivors are going to be pushing forward here into a 3-1 with a Charger, Smoker, Spitter, and a Jockey, so a lot of chances for massive damage here.
Yeah, we're going to see if Infected Minds continues to play this cautiously. They've got Nick spawn blocking in the back. Rochelle and Coach slowly trying to push forward. We're going to see if Warriors can maintain their patience, because I think their biggest mistake in the last map was being really aggressive and not spawning together as they were in the first map.
Right, patience is the key here for Infected. If you get a little antsy, even in your seat, even the slightest bit of urge to go in can offset the whole hit. So we are seeing now a patience game come on here from both teams. Looks like the comments have been cleared out, so they do have an easier take here, and the Infecteds are letting them out.
Looks like the Infected, this Charger and Spitter are hanging out in the place the Survivors just came from. Looks like they're going to look for a spawn from behind, and the Smoker and Jockey are going to look to spawn in front.
Right. And I'm very curious to see how this hit works, as in the Charger, he's not waiting for the Survivors to fully go into that hallway. So he's kind of set up in between that spawn, so if he does spawn like he is right now, he's going to get shut down. There we go, and the Spitter goes down as well. That's a beautiful shutdown from Infected Minds.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. Normally, logic would tell you that you want your Chargers to spawn in front and maybe the Smokers from behind. You know, the Chargers can push them back, get some sort of knockdown, but obviously sometimes you would try to play a little bit of a reverse psychology in this game, but that time it did not work out for Warriors.
And we're seeing a great patience game coming out here from Infected Minds. I think they've totally gotten their act together. They feel the momentum, and now they're gonna try to, finish the game here. Not finish the game, but try to take a massive lead. as the Infecteds are not hitting still, and Survivors are pretty staggered right now. This is the best opportunity for them, but nonetheless they're saving.
Yeah, Infected Minds are taking this extremely slowly, and I honestly like the logic here. They're clearing out these commons really methodically, and the Infected, it looks like we're gonna see another charge spit attempt from behind. If at first you don't succeed, right?
First you don't succeed, try again, but if one of these two doors are unblocked, the Charger has a greater chance of landing here. And the Charger nonetheless now sets up in the front, so he has a bigger task at hand here. And that spot's actually gonna get blocked and unblocked. Survivor's backing up now due to all the comments in the front. And the hit is coming nonetheless. The Charger has missed.
Wow, Infected are playing this so carefully, and Infected, Warriors, I know I was just criticizing them a few minutes ago for being too impatient, but now it looks like they're being way too cautious. They're missing spawns, and there's just seems to be a lot of sort of confusion as to what exactly the plan is. They're switching positions and then losing their spawns. Regardless, the tank is up now. Looks like Infected Minds are going to try and fight this in the maintenance room. Tank is up in the hands of Archangel, who is making his way up.
Right, I think we should bring this to Warrior War Room and see how they play this tank out. It's a crucial tank here. It's a hard tank, and let's see how they take it.
Yeah, let's see it.
My boy wants a boomer, he's gonna get a boomer. Get ready for this Charger that's about to come.
Oh no.
Let me know when you're set up.
Just wait.
Shells down below. Just gonna pop it.
I'm going in.
There's your boom. Shove him.
Reload. A little pick me up.
Wow, what a tank. A nice play by Survivors here, juking that tank around the maintenance room. That boomer, initially it's a really big hit or a miss with that boomer. And unfortunately for Warrior, it was a miss. Not able to land that boom and only having to rely on that Hunter and Smoker, which didn't really get much for the tank. So then again, however, it was a great take by Infected Minds.
True, the tank almost got an in-cap onto Hernandez, but he was able to avoid that last punch. The Hunter unfortunately landed too late on Coach. That would have been a nice, separation because he was on that catwalk by himself. The Warriors were almost pulling it together for a second there, but unfortunately the momentum is still firmly in Infected Minds' favor. They're being really careful with this drop.
Right, we can see this type of bait coming out from teams that desperately want to win. And talking about win, here comes that Hunter Skeet, 2 Hunter Skeets, and this Charger's gonna miss up top. So that's gonna be a hit shutdown.
Yeah, Infected, they were all standing in that room staring at that hole, and then they went for a sort of a 2x2 formation, 2 drop down the hole, 2 drop through the vents. And I don't think the Infected were expecting that. That Charger, didn't know what to do. He chased after Coach and just landed right on top of him, wasn't even able to charge.
Yeah, unfortunately they didn't have the Smoker for that hit. That would have been preferred. Smoking the first person down, that was going to cause more tension to the Survivors. That desperation to clear the Smoker tongue on top of the other 3 remaining Infected. But they do have a Smoker now, but no Charger. So they have a Boomer, Jockey, and a Hunter to work with. And we can see again and again Infected Minds taking their time with this hit. The Boomer is going to land, a small Jockey comes out, and actually Nick's going to be caught up in the front. Separated, we have a Smoker in the back, and they don't know that Smoke is in the back. Whoa! Oh. Has huge separation, a huge hit from Warrior. That's exactly what they need right now.
There's that sort of separation play that we saw in the first map. That's exactly what Warriors needs right now. They got a lot of damage onto Hernandez, which of course he was already on temp health, but they dug into Christian's health bonus, so that is it's definitely looking up for Warriors in that department.
Reloading.
Right, and walking into this bonus, they have a walking into this event, they have a 700 bonus, and this event is known to be very fatal if not taken correctly. They do have a smoker jockey and a charger. The spitter, you know, he's not really useful at this choke. Nonetheless, you can still get some chip onto the survivor bonus. But let's see how they opt to set up, because the smoker can set up from 3 ways actually for this hit.
Yeah, it looks like the smoker currently is hanging out at the top of the roller coaster, looking to spawn in the same area the charger does. I personally like to spawn from below and try and pull them off. Regardless, the survivors are going to get that smoker pre-spawn. The coach jukes out that smoker tongue. The charger is pre-spawn now, and infected are still taking this super patiently, clearing out comms more than anything. Before he gets a pull onto Rochelle. Charger lands onto Rochelle. That's an instant in-cap, and Ellis has been clipped somehow. I don't even know how that happened.
I think he got jockeyed off, unfortunately, and actually I think it was Christian who just avoided a double charge right there. He kind of sidestepped the charge at the last minute. That could have been 3 in-caps coming on to Team Infected Minds. That could have been devastating, but luckily Christian able to sidestep that charger, avoiding the double cap.
Yeah, Infected Minds were able to avoid the double charge, which of course may have ended them right here, but now they are all, we've got 2 temp healths and 2 survivors in the yellow, which means that taking it slow and steady the way they have been is no longer really viable. Time is not on their side anymore, and they're going to have to pick it up if they want to make the safe room with some nice bonus.
Make sure to call out.
Right, and there should be one more set of pill down below when they drop, but right now Ellis is going to get smoked off. That's going to be the bonus getting hit right there. We still have a charger and a jockey stuff in front. Maybe they're trying to get something, but let's see what they opt to do. The jockey's actually going to go flying in with that charger, and that charger is devastating!
A tri-charge. Rochelle fell to her death. Coach was clipped, and looks like the survivors are going to abandon Nick. He was a lost cause. It's all down to Christian and Panda. Can they make the safe room?
That is the question right there. That was an impressive charge. I didn't think that charge would even relatively get close to the survivors. It looks like survivors were sidetracked by the commons and everything else that was below. But nonetheless, he landed a tri-charge, which caused the death of 2 survivors. Talking about charges, we have another charger coming in here. He's actually going to miss, but nonetheless, we're going to get a clear onto Ellis by the Hunter, and the Spitter's going to spit.
One thing we're seeing here is, of course, there's a lot of common support, but more than anything, this event, you know, it's oh my goodness. That charger lands onto Coach, and that's a wipe for Team Warriors.
Alright, so I think this event is infinite until you reach the button. I'm not sure. Somebody should check up on that, but that was looking pretty good actually for infected minds going into that event and after that choke. But you know, the infected never gave up at the end. They went for that charge. It was a really slim chance of landing, but they did it. It was a high risk, high play reward.
You know, what we may be seeing here is just sort of a difference in playstyle between these teams. The first map was sort of a run and gun, just like go for it, and Warriors definitely handled that a lot better. When the Infected Minds could play things at their pace, really slowly and cautiously, like on map 2 and in the first half of this map, they were doing much better. But when they got to that horde, when things, you know, started to get a little faster paced and Infected were trying to move quicker, that's when Warriors really was able to punish them.
Right, and we could see that Warriors are actually adopting the playstyle of Infected Minds here, taking everything very slowly. They've realized that their previous strat of playing very aggro is not working, and they've decided to take it really slow now, seeing that they're behind a decent bunch and they need to make safe room, especially with this tank and the event. It's not an easy map, for sure.
Yeah, we're going to see how well Warriors is able to do with the same kind of slow and steady playstyle. Ellis gets pulled into Spit, and he's getting scratched. Did some decent damage onto Dole, but looks like he was just barely out of that Spit. They took that hit reasonably well.
Yeah, and that Charger, I think that Charger got shut down pretty early into the hit. But the Smoke Spit coming out, winning out the damage right there.
Yeah, the Warriors hit in the same spot actually got even less damage, but so far, Warriors looks like they're still going nice and slow. A Boomer goes out, hits nothing, and we've got a Charger getting cleared, Spitter gets cleared. Warriors is handling these hits really well.
Right, that kind of looked like a staggered hit there from Infected Minds. Looked like it was a little rush. That Boomer went in, kind of not landing on anybody, and that Charger kind of feeling a little bit awkward in the front, having no support behind him. Everything else was set up behind with a Smoker Spit, which was not really able to land on anything. Now they're going to be able to get this tank up.
Yeah, Infected Minds are going to have to kind of pull it together. They may still be a little bit flustered from that wipe. We're going to see what this tank in the hands of Panda is able to do here.
And talking about Panda, I think we should take it to an Infected Minds war room and see how they want to play out this tank.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Don't take too much chip. Try not to. I think Jockey and Smoker might be good. Let's see what the other guy. Try to boom now. Get the boom now.
I'm just gonna commit.
Oh, too late. Just save it now. Oh, well. Just wait as long as you can. Should I pull for you on the front or should I pull in the back? I'm gonna pull for you because I don't know, in the back doesn't work. Go now, please. Fine. Good job. Good job. You can't get the ink cap. Yeah, you got it. Maybe you can get out. Yeah. Just wait for us. Good job. Let's get a full hit. Maybe you can get another rock. Just wait. Okay, ready? Everyone? Let's go. Please, let's go. Oh, you did it. Yeah, we did wrong right there.
Reloading.
And we're back. That tank actually finding a corner. Not right away, but nonetheless, he found a corner. The Infected were able to buy him enough time to get that down. But other than that, we see the same amount of damage coming out, really, from the same spot.
Yeah, Warriors, they've got one survivor on 10th health. Several greens, so that's about comparable bonus as to what Infected Minds had here at the same spot. And we're going to see if Warriors can keep it together when they leave the love tunnel area. Oh, we got a spit charge onto Nick. That's going to be a nice amount of damage.
That is going to be a hefty amount of damage. They were sitting around 850 before, and now they're sitting around 800. So Survivor is going to be able to push through and get the kills and get all the weapons they need to take this choke. And let's see if the Infected get some sort of unfortunate spawn here in Tema's sack. Do have a Smoker, this is what they want. We have a Jockey as well, a Boomer, and a Spitter, so we all see a sack coming out relatively soon from Infected Minds. Trying to get that Charger. That Charger is crucial for this hit.
Absolutely, they need a Charger if they want to wipe Warriors the same way that they were wiped on this map. And we're going to see if Warriors are going to be able to handle this event a little better. Like I mentioned before, they do seem to be more focused on speed, and this could be a good opportunity for them to take a lead.
It's actually a great opportunity for them right now. They only have 2 Infected up. That's a Smoker and a Jockey. 2 Survivors already pushed up. This Jockey can't do anything. We have a Smoker going on in the back. The Charger, nonetheless, able to get his spawn. He's only going to be able to find 1 Survivor. However, Rochelle ledges herself.
Wow, that was very clutch by the Infected. It almost looked like they had taken that roller coaster, but they got a little preoccupied worrying about these Infected from the back, and they gave the Charger, you know, room to spawn and run in and get this last second charge. The Boomer is going to get a stumble onto Coach. The Warriors are wasting a lot of time here. This is exactly what the Infected need.
This is not good. They need to pick Nick up right now before the next set of spawns come in, and that is going to be delayed by the Spitter. This is not looking good right now for Warriors. I think Ellis is the only person up there, and he's not really blocking spawns. There you go. We have another Charger coming down that is going to get cleared. However, the Smoker has despawned. Is he too late? Is he too late? He is too late. And Warriors actually gonna get pretty lucky with that, getting the pickups and being able to walk all the way up that choke scotch-free.
Yeah, that boomer stumble and that second charger almost saved the day. They almost got a wipe. We've got another boom on to Coach, but they're gonna make it through here. There's no commons in front of them. The Warriors can make a lot of distance right here, and that's exactly what they need to do. They've got lots of temporary health.
Right, and now they should find another set of pills here.
Reloading.
They did sack a boomer there because they didn't want that 2-2, but it looks like the infected. This Hunter is getting very antsy. He's gonna go in by himself. I don't think that's the right play. The Spitter is gonna be out there to delay, and now Ellis is separated by himself, but with a smoker up, what could he do?
Reloading.
The infected are getting disorganized. I think they're getting really impatient to try to get a wipe, and now Warriors, like I said before, they're moving fast. They're staying really close together. Really good positioning.
Alright, with this hit, we're actually gonna have two people get ledged off here. Jockey is still up, and a charger on top of that. Let's see if they can recover from this. They will. That's gonna require all four survivors to drop off, so they will have to take this choke again, Hollywood.
Yeah, but this does give the infected another opportunity to get some nice spawns if they get, you know, a charger spitter or like some sort of double hunter cap. The more time that Warriors lose is only good for the infected.
Right, and we do have a boomer pop coming out there. Maybe he was trying to delay the hit, delay the survivors from moving forward. The jockey is gonna get another reset. Wow.
The infected can do this all day. I mean, if they want to keep knocking these survivors down and forcing them to go up and around this roller coaster, there's, you know, slowing down the pace of the match, forcing Warriors to waste lots of time and do things at their way. Ellis gets pounced by a hunter. He was by himself. That's going to be an in cap.
We do have an it cap coming out in the front with Nick here. This could be devastating for Warriors. We do have a smoker and a hunter and a jockey. Smoker is going to go out in the front here, but however, Coach beautifully shuts down that hunter and the jockey. However, I think we're going to see a death from a shot.
All of Warriors depends on Bravo now. He's the only man standing. He has managed to get Dole up. Will they be able to save Archangel? Are they even going to bother? No, looks like they're just going to walk right past him. They're going for the safe room.
Right, and talking about all that bonus they had, talking about being antsy to get the wipe, in the end they do get the wipe here. Oh, and the witch claws Ellis through the fence. That's really unfortunate.
Jockey lands onto Coach into spit. That's going to be a last-minute wipe for infected minds. What a round!
For sure, what a round! We had two resets there, coming out in the end with a death, and Warriors actually not going to be able to take that comeback for this round.
Well, infected minds were looking shaky towards the end there, but they managed to maintain their lead. Looks like Warriors are going to have to think a little differently about this next map. I'm not entirely sure about the points in this next map. Given this mod, but
right, if they've kept the same points from zone mod, I'm pretty sure the point is 400 points, 400, 500 points, either two. That or they just made it 700, but this map is a little too short for that, especially for the tank, which will not be a barn tank, ladies and gentlemen. So we will not have any more fuel dads in the chat. That barn tank especially is very difficult, especially for the infected. They only have two ways to come in, and especially if they try to land a boom there, it's not optimal.
Oh, definitely. Now we've got infected minds going first to survivors. Obviously, they have the lead. Looks like Warriors are going to go for an early spawn. They're all on that roof of the safe room. Looks like they're going to try that same, you know, spawn right from above and behind as soon as they come out. The witch is also up, but she's near the bumper cars. We won't have to deal with her for a minute or so.
Right, and going into this hit, they do have a boomer, jockey, charger, and a smoker, so we can see a chance for a lot of separation. Warriors actually opting to try to get an early jog, however it doesn't work in their favor, and here comes the rest of the hit. Smoker is going to miss, charger not going to land, and the only thing that's going to be landing on that first hit, Hollywood, is that boomer.
Warriors once again trying to play it fast and loose, and Infected Minds looks like they got the better end of that deal. Ellis is going to go for this crown.
It's a nice crown.
Rochelle and Coach are stuck behind, but that first hit was taken really well. There was hardly any damage out there.
Right, that Jock, he flipped his coin there, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him. He tried to get that early Jock so he could set up the rest of his team for the hit, but just didn't work out.
Yep. Now the Warriors have got a Charger Hunter Boomer Jockey. Unfortunate, because normally you'd want a spitter for this room. This room is really deadly with a spitter. But without it, looks like Warriors are gonna... Where is this Hunter? Oh, he's on the shelf. Looks like they might want to be spawning right as they leave this room.
Do they see that Hunter?
No, it is not spawned in. He's...
Has he made any noise?
I don't hear any noise.
What? Wow, well, nonetheless, that Hunter is going to spawn up. He's going to get a target. The target comes out in the front, but nonetheless, that hit was very sloppy. Wow. Sloppy, however, it works out in the end since they still get tons of damage prior to the tank.
That was a crazy Hunter. This Hunter was sitting on top of the shelf, crouched, but apparently not making noise, at least none that I could hear. Someone didn't tell me something.
That was interesting to say the least.
Anyways, we do have the tank up in the hands of Team Captain Bravo.
Right, and I think we're going to take it actually to an Infected Mind War and see how they play out this tank. Let's see how they do it.
Absolutely.
This one?
Hunter.
Yeah.
This, oh no. Dumpster in the back. Watch it, stay close. Try to walk so they don't see you. I don't know.
It's coming. No, adentro, güey.
Wow. Just do it. Stay out there. Stay out.
Kill tank.
I'm dead. Yeah. Just kill the tank. You can make it. Taking my tools after.
My, oh my.
We were just getting to be friends.
I don't know what I saw there, but I liked it. That first initial hit from Bravo got the in cap onto Host, the team captain. It's kind of like a miracle punch, miracle hittable in a way. We don't really see that much often, but nonetheless, he did get the kill.
Infected Minds making a critical mistake right there. Host, apparently, I think he thought he was out of range of that bumper car, but wasn't. Regardless, we've got a jockey onto Ellis. We've got a charger whiffing. That jockey's getting a ton of damage, and now Coach is going to get pulled. This is really bad for Infected Minds.
This is really bad. However, they're lucky to actually escape. If that charger had taken his time and coordinated with the smoker, that would have been the end of the round right there. Nonetheless, they got out, but they didn't get out scotch-free for sure, because they did take a lot of damage. But nonetheless, they should be lucky. That could have been the end of them for the...
Yeah, this map is looking a lot more like the first map. Warriors are definitely in control here, and Infected Minds are going to have to play so carefully if they want to make it through with only 3 survivors to work with. Charger lands onto Ellis into Spit. It's going to be a ton of damage.
Oh. Infected Minds kind of now getting a little impatient here. They knew the Charger and the Smoker were up in that room. However, they decided to charge in, budge in, and they paid the consequences there.
Yeah, this is really different from that last map we saw where the Infected were playing so slowly, so carefully, and I mean, they were getting rewards for it. They were handling those hits beautifully. But now, after that that death from the tank, looks like they're really flustered, really disorganized. We got a boom onto Ellis, lots of comments. Coach is pulled, and Charge is going to get some scratches in here.
Oh,
and a
no.
double charge!
Oh! my goodness, I thought that certainly was a wipe there. That charger went for the double charge. That could have been a wipe, but Rochelle nonetheless was able to kill the jockey by herself, I think. Something got cleared there. I couldn't really catch it in the corner of my eye, but again, another close instance of a wipe here.
Yeah, Warriors are playing very aggressively. This is exactly what they want, and oh my goodness, we've got an in-cap onto Ellis. That spitter's gonna prevent them from getting them up. This could be another double cap. That's one. Oh, but Ellis just manages to finish off that charger. She's not going to be able to pick up the coach with all these commons around.
Yeah,
all of Infected Minds lies on her shoulders right now.
She should actually go pick up Ellis, who's not boarded. The spitter is going to delay that as well, and that's going to give Warriors enough time to get their final spawns. This should be the end here for Infected Minds. Let's see.
With only one survivor standing, there's no one to block these spawns around this red tent. We've already got a hunter going up looking for a pounce. Ellis gets pulled, the tongue is broken.
Oh, nice speeds coming out here from Infected Minds. However, that's going to be a death on the coach. And Christian, Rochelle's on 1 HP, and there's too many comments for them to handle.
Warrior, I don't think they're going to make this at all. Fernandez is it's over. That's a wipe for Warriors. They're really pulling it together.
Right, and we can see the sort of domino effect that Bravo's tank had since the death of team captain Host at the beginning of the round. It kind of like, once he got that initial kill, everything kind of just spiraled down, and Infected Minds couldn't be able to wrap themselves up, and they started taking immense amounts of damage every single hit, and in the end, they did fall at the end.
Yeah, Bravo with that initial tank, and then with that charger later on, getting those punches in the double charge and the event area, he's really doing work this game. I feel like he's really pushing his team to press their advantage here.
Alright, and this is going to be not the final, but close to the final push here for Bravo's team as they try to make a comeback on this map. Tank will be in the hands of a Christian. Let's see if we can try to do anything off that, but we do have a witch and this first initial hit to begin with.
That's right, another jockey, smoker, charger, and boomer. Looks like they're going to go for... The jockey's already spawned up. The charger's going to spawn in after him, presumably. We've got a boomer going out onto...
Oh,
wow,
no!
Amazing quad boom!
Oh, it's been saved. Wow, what looked like could have been a devastating hit actually got saved right there by, I think, Nick.
Yeah, Infected Minds, their spawns were a little staggered, but the distance on that boomer alone was just something to behold. Ellis crowning that witch. Looks like they're going to go straight into this room and try and take this before anyone can get their spawns up. No bizarre silent hunters on the shelves here.
Yeah, certainly that was an interesting thing to see. And we do have a next set of hit coming in. We have a boomer, jockey, charger, and a hunter. So in a 3-1, let's see if they can try to replicate the same amount of damage that Warriors did.
We've got a proxy room onto 2 of them. Charger going onto Rochelle, and a hunter landing onto Nick. That's a nice amount of damage. Unfortunately, the jockey gets M2'd and shut down.
Right, and instead of being a boomer, that was a spitter, that would have been immense damage. Rochelle would have been stuck there in the corner alone with a charger, and we did have the jockey and the hunter control the clear. But Tank, nonetheless, in the hands of Christian, currently getting his dumpsters in. Charger on Ellis is going to miss. Nice play there by Dole. This is very hectic right now. I think we're going to keep it here. Smoker coming out of the front. He's going to get cleared. Jockey's actually going to cover that. Now it's all up to Ellis to get the clear. That's a down and possibly a kill on Rochelle. This Tank doing work right now. Morley being thankful for his Infected. Oh my.
The support has really come through here. Unfortunately, that Tank has lost one of his dumpsters. He's going to work his other one around. Ellis is trying to hunt down this Tank, trying to zone him out and distract him, but that dumpster is right next to Rochelle, and I think this Tank is going to go for the kill. That would be my guess.
That is a tricky corner to get the kill in, Hollywood. She's stuck like right in the corner, and geometry, by the way. Dumpsters have a...
There is that plastic chair right next to her. I believe that also has a collision box. I didn't see that before, but that is also going to make it harder. Regardless, we've got a charger on the coach and a massive hold on Rochelle. This is a ton of damage. Infected Minds are still in this.
They somehow managed to right themselves after that double cap coming out. Luckily, Dole was able to get that clear, save the two other survivors while the tank was in-capping Rochelle. Unluckily, he wasn't able to get the kill. The dumpster was bouncing off the edges. Rochelle got lucky there, I would say.
Yeah, definitely her positioning saved her more than anything, I think, more than her team. Regardless, we do have a Hunter looking to land a pounce here from the back. Pull on to Ellis. The Hunter gets skeeted, unfortunately. That could have been a really nice hit. But we have a jockey on the coach.
That is actually going to get cleared pretty fast. Could have been a huge separation jock. But Warriors right now sitting around 200 health bonus. All they need to do is make the safe room with around 100 bonus and they can take the lead back in their favor.
Yeah, this map certainly seems to favor Warriors. They like moving fast, and this map, I think, is more accommodating of that. Regardless, Infected Minds are still making things hard for them. They can still get a really brilliant charger off this roof. They also have a smoker and a jockey to work with. We're going to see if they can manage to get that. We're going to get a proxy who wants to Nick. But I think it's this charger that's really going to be the star of this play, if it's made.
Oh, the charger actually goes, I would say, for the wrong target. If he actually did a 180, there was a nice double charge sitting there like a snack for him. That could have potentially been devastating if the charger had just been aware that there were two survivors just sitting at the edge.
Yeah, unfortunate missed opportunity, but the jockey was able to get Coach up and over the building, and now they're gonna have to go all the way around and come back. Getting a lot of pounces onto Nick here, smoker and jockey, and the Infected Minds have another charger to work with. They get another shot at this. Regardless, Warriors are super separated.
That's gonna be hit for the two survivors in the back there. We got a double charge coming up, and the spitter was there as an insurance, but definitely not needed from that double charge.
It's all down to Rochelle and Ellis here. Like I said, Warriors really want to play this fast. They decided we're not going to make the same mistake as in the last map where we got, 2 resets and forced to walk up and around again. These survivors are going to go for it and try and bring this health bonus into the safe room. But Rochelle gets charged. This is cleared, but I don't think these survivors are going to make the safe room. They're too low health and there are too many commons.
Yeah, definitely not. The amount of commons that they're taking on is supposed to be for 4 people, and they only have 2. So, but we do have a chalk coming out in the end that will put Warriors still at a disadvantage here, not going into the finale with the lead, which kind of looked promising after that tank.
Yeah, Infected Minds, this is 100 points is not what they would really want for this lead. This is extremely close, but a very entertaining game despite the glitch that we saw very early on.
Right, and we do have 2 tanks here for the finale. We have that early tank, which could be devastating for either teams. If one tank wipes and the other one doesn't, that basically guarantees a comeback right there. But we could potentially see a double tank wipe coming out from both teams. So I like to see how this finale plays out, whether one team will be devastated, Infected Minds getting wiped early, and then Warriors making the comeback, or it will be the opposite.
Yeah, this initial tank, there's not a ton to work with, but with support it can turn into a real disaster area. If Infected Minds, I think, can make it through here without taking a ton of damage, I think that they may be the better team in terms of handling this finale in the stadium area. I think, with their cautious playstyle, they may be better suited for it. Whereas Warriors wants to make something happen right now.
Let's go.
Right, but before we get to that, we do have a tank in the way, which will be in the hands of Bravo. I think we should take this to a Warrior War Room and see how they decide to play this finale out. This tank.
Absolutely. Let's see what the tank, what the team captain can do here.
Yeah.
Reloading.
You guys will have spawns. Just don't let him come out.
Do you want the boomer, Bravo?
No.
We got a boomer.
Oh my god.
One boomed.
Hey, I'm reloading.
somewhere. I gotta go.
Stay up, Hunter. Help him out.
God, that guy's almost dead, man.
That's so stupid.
So close, yet so far to that kill on Ellis. Again, how the forklift was structured, it was kind of hard to get that kill onto Ellis, but nonetheless, he almost got it, which is something, right, Hollywood?
Absolutely. Ellis, he was in a corner just like Warriors' Rochelle was stuck in there, and it looked like that would be, not an opportunity for a kill, but we have to remember the forklift is bigger and heavier than the dumpsters. It's a little bit easier to work into that corner, and Bravo, he was making it happen. It looked like he was going to get it, but unfortunately he was killed before he could get that last punch under the forklift and finish off Ellis. Infected Minds, they were really saved just by the skin of their teeth right there.
Right, and we can see that patience play coming out again from Infected Minds. They know that there's a witch up, they want to take that hit, they hit that button, and now a beautiful seed's going to come out. This hit, again, is staggered. Warriors really need to get their act together. They want to win, because right now the Survivors are walking in with a 1300 bonus into this finale, and if they don't chip that down prior to this second tank, it could be a steal away here.
This is sort of what I was thinking was going to happen in this finale area that doesn't involve, any running, like you're not dealing with any like big long corridors with comments coming out of every corner. I think they're in their element here where they can just stay in a position and just sort of block spawns and play, really patiently. I don't think the Warriors are accustomed to this. Regardless, they do get a nice tri-boom, but the cappers are not able to land at the same time.
A beautiful shutdown, another nice play coming out from Infected Minds again. We can see that their playstyle is really slow, and we can see how it's really paying off here. Still sitting at around 1200 bonus prior to the tank. It's definitely a different playstyle than Bravo's team, which is more kind of aggressive, kind of instant plays. And talking about plays, we have a hit coming in. Charger's actually going to land up top of that spit, and that's going to be a massive damage.
Yeah, that was a slow clear onto Nick. He's down to red health. That's definitely a point for Warriors. They want to chip this down, give this tank some survivors to chase, because if the Infected Minds are able to continue at this pace, they might just make it with all four.
Right, and they have 4 sets of pills on them, and they have 1 more on the stage. So Survivor's looking pretty good going into the second half of this event. Hunter is gonna try to land. He's not. The Spitter can't really land on anything. That's a Smoker dies. That'll be again another shutdown from Infected Minds.
Yeah, obviously these teams, this was like sort of like a pseudo draft, not quite, but obviously these teams are not super familiar with each other, and even when you have like great players like Bravo, this is where like that team synergy really shows through. Like when you have such a difficult area to spawn in as Infected, you need to be landing at the same time if you want to make anything happen, and unfortunately Warriors are not making that happen so far. In contrast to that, we've got a nice jockey on the coach and a pull from the other side.
My, yeah, for sure. Actually, Infected Minds' team prior to the start of this tournament really was actually different. They had Christian, Host, and Hernandez were not originally on the main roster. There was a quick change prior, I think, a month before the tournament actually started. There were 3 different players on this team, so in the end it did work out for the team captain Host. He was able to get a few of his friends able to participate in this tournament.
Meanwhile, almost a perfect shutdown on the Boomer does land on to Ellis. He's got a momentary charge, but most of that damage was evaded. Nick's going to have to take these pills right now, but still, Warriors, I don't think they've done quite enough to make this tank, really manageable.
Right, they can still do it in a way. This tank is relatively, if you play it right, you kind of have a long amount of time to look at the survivors, unless, they navigate onto the stage. But just Infected Minds, 2 sets of pills left and around 700 bonus going to this tank. They can start LOSing tank and play it long if they want. And it's really up to them how they want to play this tank.
Yeah, if they are going to try and play it really LOS style and campy, they do get a pounce and boom onto Ellis, but unfortunately not the kind of support that the tank needed. But he is going to try and reposition on top of the stage, get another angle to throw some rocks. But I think Infected Minds are still... I think they still have the advantage here. Warriors are going to have to put something together for this tank.
Right, and talking about the team, let's take it back to the final Warrior War Room here. See how they play out the tank.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's help him, Merlin. Go. Let's help him. I got him. You can get out if you want. Or that's the last guy right there. That's the last. No, that's not the last guy. There's 2 more. Just drop on them when they try to pick up any of them.
Hey, I need some help over here.
We'll have spawns soon. Help him.
I need some help.
He's boomed.
Hey, I need some help over here. Lend me a hand here.
We gotta kill 2 tanks.
Wow, incredible wipe by Team Warriors. Just as I was saying that his support's going to have to pull through on him, they really did. A brilliant pull and jockey. It was almost a wipe, but that jockey was cleared at the last second by a long-distance shotgun pellet. But Warriors was still able to make it happen. They wiped Infected Minds, and now this game is dangerously close.
Right, despite the temporary 2-cap landing, the jockey got cleared, and they got the clear. However, the tank's HP was too much for them to handle. The tank was still sitting at around 4k HP, despite the clear from the jockey. So the 2 survivors really had to step up. They really wanted to survive that tank, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, now it is Warriors' turn to survive this event. Like I was saying before, they may be able to handle this initial hit better than Infected Minds, but once they get out to that camp spot, we're going to see how well they can work their clears, because Infected Minds, prior to that last confrontation with the tank on the stage, they were handling those hits relatively well.
Right, and talking about Infected Minds, let's take it to the last war room, potentially the last Infected war room here, and see how they decide to play this tank out, whether he would commit his forklift, which looks like he's doing, but let's take it there anyway.
Absolutely.
I will kill this.
Want me to kill the boomer?
Nope. You're gonna have to just kill one hunter. I was too late anyway. I was not gonna make it with the thing.
You all gotta shoot the tank. You hear me?
Don't come from your honey, don't make noise.
Get
Reloading. I'm down. Everyone shoot the tank.
I'm fucking dead.
The bring one down, I see.
Yeah, it's okay.
We got a hunter.
And we are back again. Infected Minds going for that coin flip play at the end there with the boomer. Unfortunately, the only player that was worthy enough to watch that, Bravo, was watching that boom spot, and I don't think that boomer stood a chance there, especially for that one entrance, that small bathroom entrance right there.
Yeah, that spawn from the bathrooms is a pretty cheeky place. Obviously, Bravo is too good for that, but obviously that play would have worked on me any day of the week. Regardless, Infected Minds was able to get an in-cap just like Warriors, even without the forklift. Host unfortunately wasn't able to work it in.
Right, and all Warriors need to do really is make this chopper, I believe. Despite not, you know, even if they have no bonus, all they have to do is make this chopper and they would win the game.
I think you're right. Warriors, I mean, they're at the same sort of progress as Infected Minds. They've got 3 with perm health, and it looks like they're going to be able to take this crown this witch now. Or maybe they're just not going to bother with her. I suppose not. They're all heading up to the stands, I believe.
Right, with the head up, I wouldn't risk it as well, especially when the points are so close together. We do have a Smoker Boomer Hunter and a Charger, so we're 3-1 with a Charger. You could potentially get a lot of damage. A Smoker's gonna come out. It is gonna land. That's gonna not gonna be enough for the Charger though. He's gonna miss. They're not gonna escape unscathed, but that was still a relatively good hit. Shut down.
Yeah, Infected Minds, they are like, you know, I think we can see from this game that they're a bit more, you know, methodical with their playstyle. Their spawns are looking a little better, but they're not quite hitting at the same time, like, you know, as closely as you'd like. But I do believe that they are a bit better suited for this sort of, you know, like, standoff final. Got a Hunter going out onto Rochelle, a boom onto Coach. Rochelle's in spit, but she managed to get out of there. That's another decent-ish hit. The Warriors so far are sitting pretty with, I think, 4 pills and then 3 more on the stage.
Yeah, we can see that those actually refusing to take his pill here, so maybe he's opting to go down first and then taking his pill, trying to get the most amount, trying to get the most benefit coming out from those pills there. We do see teams often decide to take those pills when they're black and white, but we shall see what happens when Dole finally goes down, whether he chooses to take the pill or wait till he's black and white.
Reloading.
Oh, Infected Minds trying to go for that full charge play onto Bravo. Obviously, they want to take out the captain. But Warriors are still handling these hits pretty well, stubbornly, refusing to take their pills. But so far, it's working out for them. These hits are not doing quite enough damage, and Infected Minds may have another difficult rock tank to play.
All right, and so going back to Dole, he actually decided to take his pill when he was around 5 HP. I don't agree with that, but nonetheless, he did do it. He did grab another set from the stage, so now they have 4 sets of pills with 2 left remaining. And we're gonna have a quick hit here coming in. The Smoker is gonna miss. A nice double boom is coming out, but you know, right now, Infected Minds, their goal is to chip away the health, chip away that bonus before the tank spawns. So this way, tank can try his best to play that long rock tank.
Absolutely. I think if they can get the survivors down to temporary health, have them bleeding out, and, you know, really put pressure on Warriors, try and get through this map as quickly as possible, they'll be able to, you know, force them to make some mistakes the way they did on map 2 and map 4, I believe. You know, if they can play the long game, I think Infected have a much better chance of winning.
Right, and they actually, these spits needs to land. They didn't have a spitter that hit, but nonetheless, spitter is crucial here. Any sort of capper that you can find, you can spit on, is more damage onto Warriors, which is what you need really prior to this tank. Now they're sitting around 700 bonus, so about the same amount of bonus as Infected Minds are sitting at prior to their tank, but you know, they still have 5 sets of pills left.
They do, and we've got a quick pull on Rochelle gets cleared, Charger whiffing and a jockey shutdown. That's a pretty nice hit for Warriors, almost minimal damage. We now have a tank up. In the hands of Hernandez.
In the hands of Hernandez. I really like to see how Warriors play this out, whether they decide to LOS or, you know, go onto the stage. So I think we're going to take it over to a Warrior War Room, the final War Room of this game.
Absolutely, should be exciting.
Let's do it.
He's going to get on the stage. Hold. Get on the stage. Get on the stage, guys. Hello, him.
Oh, hell no.
I gotta kill this guy. Oh, awesome.
Guns here.
Yeah.
I'd pop if I were you, though. I mean, we just gotta survive this. He's gonna come out and go on top of the stage, I think. You should bile him when he comes.
Dragon.
You going up top?
Yeah.
Do not shoot me.
Hello, what's the time?
I'm
Reloading.
really can't outlast him. He's up top. He's in the little room in that.
Alright, go up there.
right.
Come, Wishki.
Reloading.
Fuck. Bounce. There, he's coming down.
Hold.
Rock.
Reloading.
Come back here. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Come back here. Oh, you still have the bile?
Yeah.
Come back here.
I
Hide.
I couldn't bow him because I got burned. Oh, we should have two people down there.
Just get boomed way too much.
He's out. Trying to go stage.
Reloading. We got a boomer. I'm a reload. Reloading.
Get on the stage.
Go on the stage now. Let's go.
Someone boot. We keep getting booms.
I'm a reload. Reloading.
He dropped. Bile him.
Puke in the hole.
Reloading.
We gotta kill.
Charges boom. Charges chip.
Focus on this tank.
I'm gonna die. I'm 100. I'm dead.
Get him up, get him up. Tank's hurt.
Welcome. Good. Thank you.
Get over here with us. Stay on the stage, though.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Look out! Shoot the tank. Junkie. Grabbing a golf club.
Smoke.
Jacket.
Reloading.
I'm. Oh, he's on. He's in. Nice.
We are back, Hollywood. That tank was interesting to say the least. The Infected Minds try to play their best long tank as they can. However, the tank took way too much chip for each hit, and now we're gonna see Team Warriors walk into the safe room, walk into the chopper and take the game.
Yeah. Warriors has made it. They're gonna get the points for all 4 survivors and a witch. I mean, that was a crucial, a misplay by Infected Minds. They think they were a little too stubborn trying to keep that rock tank going. I think the tank missed 2 really crucial opportunities to just go in and try and get a wipe.
Right, and I started off disagreeing with what the tank did there, but in the end, I think I got a sense of what they were trying to do. They're trying to make the survivors slow, so in a case where the tank needs to commit, he will get at least a maximum 2 punches on each survivor. However, when he started committing, he was whiffing his punches. He missed a couple punches there, and with 2 green survivors on his back, that was with the tank's HP. There's really nothing else he could have done there than rely on his infected.
Absolutely. When the Infected Minds managed to land that charge, I think, onto Ellis in that area just to the left of the stage, the tank, he went in thinking he could make something happen, but then he had those 2 green survivors on the stands just chipping him down, and he wasn't able to get a punch onto Rochelle. That was really unfortunate.
Right, and that would be another comeback. We've seen comebacks left and right here in this tournament. That is, I think, the 3rd comeback so far, since the last game was not a comeback, more of a blowout, but that's the 3rd comeback we've seen. And, it's back-to-back comebacks, actually. Infected Minds took the lead, I think, map 2, and then Warriors, we took the lead in the finale. So we've seen how impactful these finales have been, and where it's really, some people don't like playing finale. And this just goes to prove that, it all takes is 1 map, and you can we take the game.
Absolutely. I was thinking that, you know, this finale would definitely be in favor of Infected Minds. I thought they would be able to. I mean, I didn't think it was a sure thing, but I think they would be like just barely, you know, eke it out. But in the end, Warriors was able to pull through. We saw a lot of contrast in play styles between the maps, between, you know, Warriors playing it really fast and aggressive, and Infected Minds playing really patiently and slowly. And it's really great to see such like a variety of play.
Right. And that would end the game here, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the MVP vote that should be opened up and posted in the chat very shortly. So however you think has been the most impactful player from either team, make sure you cast your vote there. And that would actually end up the first week of this tournament, Hollywood.
Absolutely. It's been a great first week, and I hope there'll be many great games in the future. The link for the MVP voting is mavwar.com/vote-MVP.
Right, and that would finish the last game for the week. So tune in next week if you guys want to see more great comebacks.
Absolutely incredible to watch.